Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. Also, welcome if you are new. What's up? What's been going on, ladies? I have missed you all so much. I'm so happy to be back. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about why you're feeling drained, why you're possibly feeling exhausted, and how this may be linked to you not putting yourself first. Okay, so let's get into the video. So I'm going to ask some questions and I want you to think about the answer, or you know what, grab a notebook, a piece of paper, whatever you can write on, or maybe pull out the notes app on your phone. If you're driving, take some mental notes and you can maybe re-listen to this video afterwards and we will do our work together, because these are questions that I've had to ask myself. I've had to ask my friends, co-workers who come to me and confide in me. These are some of the questions that I've had to ask. All right. First question. Do you find it easier to do nice things for other people or for yourself? That's the first question. Is it difficult for you to spend money on yourself? That's number 2. Number 3, what do you feel when you go into a store, see something you like, and then not buy it because you've given yourself some excuse? What are the excuses that you make for not buying the thing that you want or you like, that you saw you liked, right? And the next thing is, do you treat yourself at all when you get your paycheck? Now, if you answered that it's easier for you to do nice things for other people, we're gonna need to dive into why you feel it, why you find it easier to do nice things for other people. One of my love languages is gift giving. It's not number 1, but I do like to receive gifts, right? I did a video on loving yourself in your love language years ago, probably like 2 years ago. But the reason why I had done that video was because I realized that I preferred to gift other people things rather than give myself. And that's because deep down, I did not feel as though I deserved the things that I wanted. I didn't think that I deserve nice things. When you really peel back the layers, you get to realize why it's easier for you to help other people than help yourself. Imagine, right? Just imagine this. If you see somebody and you have the money to assist them and they say, hey, can you please assist me with buying a pair of shoes, right? You'll be like, okay, I may not be able to buy you the whole thing, but here's a part of the money. If you have all the money, you find it easy to buy them a pair of shoes. But for yourself, right, you're in that same beat, worn out pair of shoe, going on and on and on. Or you maybe buy like a cheap shoe, saying, oh, I don't need to spend money on this shoe because I'm just wearing it for work. I've done this, right? I've done this. I have literally just bought like some low quality shoe. I'm just wearing it to work. I'm not going anywhere special, whatever. But why don't you deserve a nice pair of work shoes? Why? Have you ever stopped? Why don't you deserve the nice perfume? Why is it that you can gift somebody a nice bottle of perfume, but you can't buy a nice bottle of perfume for yourself? All right, I'll leave you with that thought, right? It's difficult for you to spend money on yourself. That's tied into number 1. So if you have to do something nice for yourself and you start hyperventilating or start looking for the cheapest alternatives to get that thing done for yourself, that may mean that you don't see yourself as worthy, you don't see yourself as valuable, you don't value your entire existence, because why is the cheap route the good route for you? That's an issue, ladies. That's something that we need to work on. What are the feelings that arise when you talk yourself out of something, getting something nice for yourself? I remember I used to go and see things and I'm just like, spending that much for one thing just for that isn't really necessary. Maybe maybe some other time. And then that other time never comes. Someday just never comes, right? What's that about? Why can't you get the nice thing now? It's not that you're going to buy the thing every day. And as long as you're making a wise decision, you're not just blowing the last that you have because you feel for something in the moment. You're able to do it, You're able to do it, but you just don't think it. There's nothing to justify you getting the thing, and so you don't want it. You don't want to buy it. I want you to get rid of these things. If you find that you're doing these things, I want you to start to retrain yourself to see yourself as valuable and deserving of nice things. And the way I want you to do that, every month, if you get paid weekly, fortnightly, or bi-weekly, or monthly, I want you to do something nice for yourself. I want you to do something nice for yourself. Now, doing something nice for yourself, I don't just mean blow money on anything. But here is how you're going to go about it. I want you to write down, let's start small, 3 areas physically where you would like to see improvement in your life. 3 areas, right? 3 areas where you'd like to see improvement. And then from those 3 areas, here is how we're gonna make the monthly or the deposits into these areas so that we can feel as though we're investing into ourselves and that we have value, right? We all have value. That's the way the Lord created us. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. So after you get those 3 areas, right? For me, let me just give you an example. For me, financially, I wanted to improve. I wanted to minimize my debt, right? I wanted to take care of my skin because I struggled with acne when I was younger. And so a goal of mine was to take control of my acne and have as minimal scarring as possible. And I wanted to improve my wardrobe. 3 things. Wanted to cut down my debt and, have a little savings, but the debt was first because I don't believe in building up a huge saving if you were in massive amounts of debt. Makes no sense, but we can talk about that in another video. I wanted to improve my skin and I wanted to improve my wardrobe. Your 3 small things may be completely different from mine. You may want to be a better mommy. You may want to be a better wife. You may want to take better care of your nails, take better care of your hair. You may want to change your environment, so probably buy a new bed or change your curtains or something. Whatever those 3 things are, it does not matter how small it is. I'm going to need you to write the 3 things down where you'd want to see improvements in the next 6 months. Right? In the next 6 months. We're not even going to the end of the year, just 6 months. And here's how we're going to go about it. Right? You have your 3 areas. Every month, I want you to do something that makes a change in these 3 areas. Here's what I did. When I got my job, every month, I didn't even start buying clothes from any high-end designers. This is not about any brand name stuff. This is just about making improvements, right? Until you're able to get to where you want to be. And I did not start out with a lot of money. I left college, I got a job in a call center, and then from there I went into finance. I'm still not where I want to be, and I'm not making a bunch of money. But I've been able to do a lot for myself in these last 3 years, right? Since I've been working. When you get paid, say you want to save, you need to determine the percentage of money that you'd like to save monthly. So if you're saving 10%, you make sure that as soon as that paycheck lands in your account, you transfer your savings somewhere where you do not have immediate access to the funds, right? Wherever that is, put that money there, put that percentage there. That's your savings goal. If it is that you wanted to cut down debt, every month you make your minimum payment on the debt that you have and a little bit more, so that the first payment will cut down the interest, etc., and then the next payment can go to your principal amount. Listen, these steps are going to be determined by what your 3 things are. Those are just 2 examples. Okay, say you want to take care of your skin, right? And that was a goal of yours. If you do not have skincare products already, I need you to start buying the little things that you need. Everybody, even without going to a dermatologist, we all know that we need clean skin. And so I suggest getting a cleanser and a moisturizer that works for you, and some sunscreen. That's month 1. In month 1, all you're doing, you're adding to your savings if that was your goal, and you're getting the basics for skincare out of the way. Get a good cleanser, get a good moisturizer, get yourself some sunscreen. That's the basic requirement for a skincare routine. Most basic. And if you are working on your wardrobe, what I did was I looked at the areas where I wanted improvement. I needed more work clothes, then I would buy a top or 2. I needed casual outfits, I would buy sets. Like probably I'll buy a set, like 1-2 piece outfit to go out casually. Then I'd buy a dress that can be worn to church or worn to work. Something that I could mix and match. You just buy 2 pieces. That's it. That's your investment. And I'm going to need you to continue doing this over time. Because now looking back, when I look at the amount of clothes that I have, it's not a whole heap of clothes. But guess what? If you call me right now, I can find something to wear. My skin is in a much better place because once I had the basics down, all I needed to do now was do further reading. What can I do to help with my hyperpigmentation? Oh, okay, I'll buy that product next month. You don't need to buy everything all at once. The loan is not going to go away right now. You're not going to have $1 million in savings overnight. But guess what? If you put down $200 this month in US, if you put down $200 this month, then next month if you put $200 again, now you have $400. The month before you had the $200, you had $0. And that is how we're going to do it. We're going to focus on making small changes until we become more self-actualized. We look back and we are proud of the progress that we've made as women, right? And that comes from making deposits into yourself. You have to invest in yourself. And you have to invest in yourself in the areas that matter the most to you. Otherwise, you will feel as though you are doing nothing. You'll feel as though you're doing nothing. If all you're doing is, I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm so sorry for the rant, but I'll just leave you with this conversation I was having with a friend of mine the other day. We were talking and she was letting me know that, hey, she needs to go somewhere and she can't find anything to wear. And I said, how can't you find anything to wear? Mind you, my friend has been working. She works really hard. She's taking care of herself. She's taking care of her bills, etc. But I said, how come you don't have anything to wear? And I said, it just prompted me. I just asked her, like, do you buy things for yourself, like, every now and then? Do you add to your wardrobe? She said no. I said, that's your problem. Because now that you have somewhere to go to, you are overwhelmed because you need an entire outfit. But had you bought that shoe that you liked last month, just the shoe, and you had bought a dress or 2 dresses 3 months ago, and probably a top and a bag, just a one-off bag buy, like, you just buy a cute little bag from a store, a little boutique or something online, Shein, Temu, whatever, Amazon. The list is endless. If you had just bought a little bag, bought some sandals, you saw a beach bag, you like the bag, buy the bag. It's not going to kill you. You're not buying a beach bag every day. If you had bought these things over time, guess what? Even if you had to rewear the outfit, you would have still had that outfit. And that's the point. That's the point that I'm trying to get to you, ladies. Improve in the areas that are important to you. Sweetie, if you want to have better hair care stuff, buy them one by one. Invest in yourself. It makes no sense. You get your salary and you blow it all on bills. And you have nothing to show for it. If you're not going to have a house and a car and properties and real estate, you may as well have the little things that matter most to you, to make you feel special and important to you. Because all those other things, you're going to get them by being confident in who you are. And you have to train yourself. You have to train yourself. So, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped in some way. These are the things did help me. Focusing on the things that are important to me and making deposits into those little accounts. We can call them little accounts every month. Those things really helped me. And I know that they'll help you too. Bye. Love you. Catch you in the next video.